Welcome to 60 Days Insider. I'm Dan Abrams. Tonight, we're taking an in-depth look at our new participants' lives inside the Clark County Jail as they try to survive 60 days in. I'm here with Sheriff Knoll and Captain Maples, along with Phase 1 participant Barbara, who you remember from Season 1.
I wouldn't wear any rings. You don't want them to know that you're married.
I'm afraid of getting my butt kicked in jail.
You do not have friends in jail. You just don't. Pipe down. Pipe down.
Your family and your friends are all that you have. And if you don't have them, you don't have anything.
Weldon.
Coming.
Ben baggage.
Barbara, good to see you again. How have things been since the last time we saw you?
Things have been crazy. Going through something like this, you really can't prepare yourself, and I definitely wasn't expecting the aftermath from it.
When you say the aftermath, what do you mean?
It's really hard to go from being completely anonymous to everybody knows you. You can't leave the house, you can't go to the grocery store. It's pretty hard to be so scrutinized, I guess. You almost feel like you're under a microscope at times.
You declined to participate in the Where Are They Now special. Why?
I really needed some time away from the spotlight. I wanted to focus on myself and my husband and my kids, and we really needed that time to reconnect as a family and just sort of come up with a game plan as to how we're gonna deal with this, because we didn't realize it was gonna be this big.
Were you able to do that?
I was, yes.
What was it like for you to watch your journey in Season 1?
It was really hard for me because it brings back the same emotion as when I was actually in jail. You get back all the feelings of being alone. You feel incarcerated again.
Nobody go back to their bitch or nobody raping anybody, nothing like that.
Right when the season started airing, I went through a bout of depression. It's not something that you can come out of and just be, oh, I'm okay afterwards. You know, it takes time to heal, and you become a stronger person through it.
How did you feel when you heard they were doing a second phase of this?
I was shocked. I could not believe you guys were doing it again. I felt like it was so high risk with us in there during Season 1.
You think you run this party? I'm telling you now. Don't get bumped with me, girl.
On the whole, what do you make of these new participants?
I think it's really courageous what they're doing. I have a lot of respect for them for going in, because I know what it feels like. I know how scary it is.
Oh my God, my shoulder! I do nothing wrong.
You're just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a very hard decision to make, to say, sure, I'm gonna go undercover in jail. So I have a lot of respect for them, and I think that they have good reasons for doing it.
What's it like for both of you to see Barbara again?
It's always good to see. I consider them family. Always worried about them. Me and Barbara talk occasionally. You know, I check up on them. I'm glad she's doing okay.
Barbara, how does FPOD compare to the way you remembered it?
All right.
Wow. It does look like Clark County Jail has gotten more violent, even more on the women's side than when I was there.
How do you think Cherie's doing in there?
I think Cherie is handling it the best that she can. You know, she's just like me. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's a military wife. You can't really prepare yourself for it. I wanted to be like, don't go behind the curtain, though. Don't do that. It's kind of like the scariest place to be is behind the curtain.
Captain Maples, what's your reaction seeing what's happening to Ashleigh?
Pussy your ass one more time, just one.
For real?
Yes, yes.
This is my first night in jail. I don't want to do the wrong thing. Let me just kind of roll with this.
Yes, yes, it's okay. It's fine. We're not trying to okay.
So I showed them my butt, and they're like, there's just a lot of sexual pressure.
Ashleigh, hey, yo, Ashleigh. Girl, she's single. Go ahead. Well, that's not a no.
Yeah, it's terrible.
How do you feel watching that?
You know, uneasy, but when we train with Ashleigh, you know, Ashleigh's an attractive lady. Basically, you might want to think that this may happen because of the way she looks, and it looks like it did happen.
So you had actually prepped her for possible sexual harassment?
Yeah. No makeup.
Right.
Or if you do, mess it up.
Yeah.
Because you need to look rough when you go upstairs.
Why do you think they're targeting her?
Maybe because she's newer. A lot of these inmates know each other because they're in and out of the facility numerous times.
How the hell are you doing this? Get over here.
So when somebody new comes in, they're attracted to the new people. I would think that would have a lot to do with it.
What do you think, Barbara?
I think that she was put in a very vulnerable situation, and I think when you're in that kind of place and kind of put on the spot like that, sometimes you don't know how to handle it, and I think she did the only thing she knew how to do.
Were you surprised to see it happen based on your own experience there?
No, I actually wasn't. That's kind of expected when you go in, and all of us have kind of gone through it at some point.
All right, Sheriff Knoll, in D-Pod, Ryan continuing to face tough questioning from the other inmates. What is he doing wrong?
Giving way too much detail. And when you give that much detail, even though we told him don't do it, once he got himself in that situation, you better have a good memory, because they're looking to poke any hole in his cover story. Once they start poking holes in your story and then watching your reactions when they ask you questions, then you're in trouble.
So every detail of the cover story
Absolutely.
has to be consistent.
Absolutely.
So you're going to give a lot of detail. You better be ready to give a lot of detail on every question.
And a good memory.
Is that something that you prep them for in training?
Absolutely.
What makes a person a classic target here?
Talking too much.
All right.
Asking too many questions. Drawing attention to yourself.
You know, the less you say, the better when you're in jail. And he came in and laid it all out. First question.
Barbara, what's your take on Ryan so far?
I'm really nervous for Ryan. I'm scared for him because I know how important it is to sit back and keep your mouth shut during the first few days.
And that's exactly what we told every participant. The first couple days, go in there, sit down, observe. And by the time day 3 comes around, somebody will say, who's that new person? And somebody will say, yeah, they've been here for a couple days. They've already rode that wave out of being the new person by not saying anything. And that's why that was the importance of just sit down for 2 days. Sit on your mat for 2 days.
Because cameras or no cameras, if the inmates suspect that he's a plant in some way, shape, or form,
they're going to get to him.
It's over.
The guy who seems to be leading this interrogation is a guy named Garza. Who is he?
Garza's very intelligent. It's scary to me, the fact that Garza's taking a liking to Ryan, and that's either going to end up really good or it's going to end up really bad.
I'm not getting a lot of intel. And then Garza comes along and says, hey, do you want a room? And it changes everything.
Captain Abrams, what was your first thought when you saw that Ryan would be moving up with Garza?
That's the last person I wanted him in the cell with. If anybody's going to pick through his cover story, which already has holes in it, it's going to be Garza. We were on high alert when he moved up there.
Barbara, what were you thinking as you were watching?
I think moving into Garza's cell, that's probably what I would have done too, honestly, being in that situation. You're always looking for an ally. You're looking for someone you can trust, someone you can lean on, because when you have nobody, that's a scary place to be in jail.
Captain, Ryan's in a tough spot. What do you think he needs to do to get back on the right foot?
Sit down and shut up. I mean, it's pretty easy.
How much money we can make on checks?
It's not great money. It's not much better than fake IDs because you don't want to go over like $200 to $300 or
Talking's not going to get you out of this. It's only going to make things worse.
And this is exactly what you were worried about with Ryan.
In jail, you always talk less. You never talk your way out of it.
You know that Zach's wife, Ashleigh, is part of the program in this phase. What do you think we can expect from her?
She seems like a very strong individual, so I think that she'll be able to hold her ground and do a good job. I hope that she can gather a lot of intel, and I'm excited to see her journey.